Hi, my name is Dana Arnett, co-host of Wicked Marketing, along with my partner, Carlos Cepene. You can find more information about us and our business on LinkedIn, or if you have any questions, email us at info@wickedbionic.com. Subscribe to Wicked Marketing on Apple Podcasts and write an awesome review for us. We're also on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Google Play.
Hi, I'm Carlos.
And this is Dana. We're going to talk today about a little bit about search engine optimization in a kind of a cool way.
Yeah, so one of the best ways that I found with our teams to train them on SEO is by illustrating them a little bit on the history and how things progressed over time, because it gives you a really clear or a much clearer understanding of why it's such a complex type of process, and also why it is important that certain things be handled when you're doing SEO.
Do you want to define it? Because everybody hears SEO, and then some people say, can you do SEO? Like, it's not. Can you just define it?
Yeah. So search engine optimization is when you think about a statistic, right? That Google is the number one site in the world. The number one website in the world is Google. People don't think about Google as a website, right? They think about it as a place that you go to search.
Right.
But so many people go there to search.
Still has a URL.
That
Google.com.
That it is the top website in the world. So search engine optimization means implementing tactics to ensure that when people are searching for your product or service, you show up, right? And the purpose of search engine optimization is hopefully to show up for the most relevant things that people are searching for. So a lot of our podcasts talk about the value of intent, right? So intent is based on intention, and it's when people want to go look for something. The search engine is usually where they go.
Right.
To
go to my Google.
Right. They go to Google, or they go to Bing or YouTube, because YouTube is a search engine and it's actually bigger than Bing. And so ranking on that search engine is partly based on your search engine optimization and how well you do it. At the beginning of search engines, right, back in the day when the internet was, I still call it its nascent years, right? But internet's been around since like the 50s and 60s.
But since it was recognized by the general public.
Yeah, since the general public started looking. The purpose of the internet was to have the ability to connect information, right? To become a resource, sort of like an encyclopedia for the world back in the day. So at the very beginning, if you think about websites as being files, right? Files within a folder, within a filing cabinet, for those people that are old enough to know what a filing cabinet was. Although they still exist, but smaller.
I don't even use the ones that's sitting in the office.
Yeah, me neither. When you think about old libraries or stores, for example, back in the day, they used to have indexing cards. Remember that?
Yeah.
So you would go and you would look through by a letter until you found the index card for the specific topic that you were looking for. And that index card would tell you what books dealt with that topic and where you could go find those books.
Right.
Right? Where, like, you would go, the bookshelves would have letters on them, and then the row, the aisle. So that's at the nascent years of search engines. That's what search engines were. They were indexes, right? So the way that you, as a book or a file or a website in this case, would tell the search engine what you're about was by something called meta tags. And I don't want to go too deep into that because that is code, but basically the meta tags were the lines on an index card at a library, right? So it would be the title of the book, in this case, the title of the website, the description of the book, in this case, the description of the website, and the keywords of the book, meaning the topics that you would be looking for. In this case, those would be on the website itself. So that's how we were indexing the internet: title, description, and keyword. Those were at the very basic level. That's your indexing card. When you start opening up technology to people, there's good people, bad people. There's people that take advantage of things, and that's people that abuse things, right? So a lot of websites out there, seeing this capability of title, description, and keyword, started doing something called keyword stuffing, right?
Right.
So you may have been, I'm going to continue to use the book reference because it's easier. You may have been Moby Dick, right? The book. And Moby Dick is about a whale. That's a keyword that goes with it. Moby Dick is about mankind. That's another keyword. It is about
a boat in the ocean.
A boat in the ocean. It is, like those are keywords. Moby Dick is not about pink shoes.
No, it is not. That would be weird.
That would be weird. Moby Dick is not about condoms. That would probably be
hamburgers.
Or hamburgers, right? So, but a lot of people are interested in hamburgers.
Yes, they are.
Right? Probably more people are interested in hamburgers than they are in whales. I would venture out to say.
I would probably say you're right.
People think about hamburgers a lot more than they think about whales.
I don't dream about whales.
Or boats in the ocean.
Right.
Right? So the people that were tagging these websites were like, well, why wouldn't I put hamburger on my keyword, even though my website's about whales? If more people are going to be searching for hamburger and I want to show up, they may not be interested in whales, but by looking at hamburgers,
they're going to find my whale.
They're going to find my whale, and maybe,
a condom.
Maybe, a condom. But maybe they'll be interested in my whale.
Right.
Right? So when you look at that at scale, that's a mess.
A mess.
That's a mess, because the purpose of a search engine is, and this is still the purpose of Google, to provide the best possible experience to the person that is searching. Mm-hmm. The best possible experience means that they find what they're looking for. And what they find is of value. It's not clickbaity. It's not other crap that they weren't looking for, that they weren't trying to discover. They were trying to discover something specifically. Right? So that tactic of looking at things that are unrelated and how to exploit them is part of what is called black hat, right? So these are tactics that if the world were perfect, we wouldn't have to deal with, but everyone finds a way to exploit.
Every business. They can,
in every business.
Everything that is good.
And you think that it's not reputable businesses that do it? There are many reputable businesses that do black hat tactics because it is a competitive market.
Sure.
Right? So then, okay, so this happens, right? And the search engines start realizing, whoa, what's happening here? Why are all of a sudden all of these...
mess up their algorithm for sure, right?
Why are all these whales showing up for hamburgers, right? So they say, okay, well, obviously now just title, description, and keywords is not going to work for us, right? So then they had to evolve. And so they're like, okay, well, now we're going to start reading the text of the page where you land once you click through, and make sure that the content of the page is relevant to what people are searching for, that it is of value. Says we can't rely on the title and description anymore. Let's read the book and make sure that the book is about hamburgers and not whales, right? So then the black hatters out there go like, okay, well, let's do this. I know, for example, this is one of the things that happened. I know that the background of my website is white, right? So I'm going to have my whole website be about whales, but in the white surrounding the entire website, I'm going to write in white font, hamburger, 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 hamburger.
So it won't show up, but it's there.
You won't see
Tricky
it.
dicky, man.
You won't see it, but it's there. So then the search engines are like, what the hell is happening? Again, all of a sudden you're getting all of these whales for hamburgers, right? So they had to look at ways to evolve again. Okay, then what we're going to do is we're going to look at the websites that are linking to this website, right? We're going to look at the websites that this website is linking out to.
Mm-hmm.
What are the links that are linking out, right? Because the links are in a specific color with an underline. In most cases,
Yes.
you can make it not be, but
Yeah.
they could be. The other thing we're going to look at is the text on the page a different color than the background? And is it a different color enough that it's legible?
Not
right?
funny.
Is the font legible? Because another thing that they were doing was doing really tiny font, like 6-point font, 4-point
But it was
font.
there.
But it was there,
Right.
right? Is it legible to human beings on the website? And if it's not, then we're going to start punishing people. So not only are you now not ranking for the hamburger, you're not going to rank for whale either, right? So that's when this whole concept of search engines punishing websites started coming along. And once you're punished,
It's hard to get out of. We talk about that all the
there's
time.
a big company, I don't know if we want to mention it, but there's a big business
Probably not.
that was doing black hat tactics that Google cut up to them, and they went bankrupt. They literally had to file bankruptcy.
Because they couldn't get out of it.
Well, because they did so well with Black Hat that they dedicated all their resources to Black Hat.
Right.
And when Google slashed them down, they had
couldn't recover.
no way to recover.
Well.
Because not only were they not ranking for whales anymore, or they were not ranking for hamburgers anymore, they weren't ranking for whales anymore.
Right.
So the stuff that they actually sold, they weren't ranking for
They
anymore.
couldn't get their business. Right. They killed their business.
wiped them out of the internet, basically.
Right.
They went from page 1 to page 400.
Who was it?
I don't want to say.
Oh, come on. I so want to say.
I know. Yeah, I'll tell you after.
Well,
the
see,
podcast.
that's the kind of people that we are. We never want to talk bad about somebody and like
yeah.
identify them. It doesn't feel good.
It's
Yes.
a big brand, and I think some
You
people
can Google
will
it.
know.
Use Google.com.
Yeah, you can Google what big brand was the one, but they got punished real bad, and they had to file for Chapter 11. I think they eventually came back, but I haven't even seen the brand ever again. So, okay, so we're at a place then that people are, okay, now I have to write about hamburgers if I want my whales to show up, right? So then that's what they started doing. And they started writing blogs and content about stuff that's completely unrelated to what their website was about to link people
Right.
to their website,
Right.
right?
Something popular.
That included then creating phantom websites. So they wouldn't do it on their site. They would do it on other sites.
They created a
They
landing
created
page or
landing
something.
pages and stuffed them with keywords and then had all those landing pages about hamburgers linking to their website about whales, right?
People are crafty.
Crafty. So then the search engine realized, wait a second. So now this website that's about whales is ranking for hamburgers. It doesn't have any content about hamburgers on it, but all these other websites that are about hamburgers are linking to it. Why is that?
Because whales eat hamburgers?
Exactly, right. So they realized, okay, this is, again, black hat type of tactic. So they started correlating the links to the content, right? Is this really related? If it isn't, then it started punishing those other sites that were linking to it. So this is why when you link to another website from your article on your website, you should think about, is that website really talking about the topic that I'm linking out to?
Right.
Right?
'Cause they'll find out.
It could punish you.
Right. Sure.
It could punish you on the search engine, right? And then both sites got hurt by it. So then search engines were like, okay, we got to do something about this. And Google came up with this concept of Pagerank. So they would then give you a rank. They would analyze your page, the people that are linking to you, people that you're linking to, the keywords that are on your page, your use of those keywords on the page contextually. And they would give you a rank. And if you were ranking 9 or 10, you were great on search. If you were ranking 3 or 4, anywhere below that, you were nowhere to be found.
Like page
on
9?
the internet. Yeah. So that meant that a big part of it was based on trust, how much Google trusted you and how many trusted places were linking to you. So the black hatters realized this, and they started bombarding then other websites that were of trust, like the New York Times, like
CNN,
Wall Street Journal. Their comment section full of links to other websites. They would come in and they would spam the crap out of those websites. So then the New York Times and CNN and all of them are like, what the hell's happening to our sites? This is disrupting our community, right? It's all these crap links. Right. And then we have to hire people to make sure that they're not crap links. And what's happening on all of our message boards and community boards, which were a big thing back then, with all this crap that's being put on here. So then they realized, okay, PageRank is not really working, right? Because a lot of websites do not optimize for the concept of other people using them. So you're so focused on you that you're not necessarily focusing on them.
Right.
And it's hurting your page rank.
Right.
Right. So another piece of optimization is, which this is more getting into the code, but there is a way to tell the search engine spider, do not follow this link out, right? Or do not consider this link in. There's ways to tell it.
It's a lot of website management.
There's a lot of website management, and that's why SEO has gotten so complicated. It's not that Google wants to make more money. They always want to make more money.
But they're trying to stay.
They're trying their most important, their key thing. When you think about your business, right? If you're in the business of selling paint, and I come into your store, and I know that your most popular paint is blue paint, and I come in with a bucket of pink, and I throw it all over your blue, right? I open every can of blue and I'm throwing pink in it, right? And when people are coming in to buy their blue paint, it's some sort of greenish gray mixture of the blue with the pink. You're going to be upset, right? It's the same with Google. They're trying, the way that they make money, the way that they keep their brand being relevant to people is by offering the best possible experience to people.
That's right.
The best possible search results. So if you keep coming in and putting crap on it and gaming the system,
it makes them look like they're not a good search engine.
It's against their business.
Right.
You're hurting their business by trying to help your business.
They're going to do whatever they can to straighten that out.
They're going to come after you.
Right.
They're going to come after you. And it still happens very much.
Oh, I'm sure there's smarter and smarter people out there.
The black hatters get smarter and smarter and smarter, but so does Google.
Right. Oh, darn right.
Get smarter and smarter and smarter. Right?
Yeah.
So this is why it is important for you to get a professional SEO person in place to help you if you want to rank. And there's many ways to rank. There's keywords, long tail keywords, but you have to be strategic. Search engines are always changing their algorithm.
Right.
You have to have someone that's on top of it, that knows how they're changing. You know, that's
and people complain often about the price of SEO because if somebody's charging you $100 an hour to do SEO, they probably don't know how to do SEO like Carlos has been talking about. So it is expensive to do SEO, but it is necessary, which I think is a good thing to talk about. Yeah. Why is it so necessary for anybody with the business?
Listen, at the speed of the internet, this would be my question to you. Would you have a mechanic from the 60s work on your Tesla?
Right? It's a great analogy.
It's that simple.
Right.
Right? It's a very different animal.
Right.
It's continually changing. It has to be people that have the time, the effort,
and the
experience,
skill and the knowledge.
And the skill and the knowledge that put in their time to continually learning, continually optimizing, continually looking at it. Google gives you the tools to do it.
For sure.
There's tools to A/B test content. There's tools for all of that are free. But it's, do you put in the time,
It's
the
time.
effort?
It is a time thing.
And believe it or not, they take that into consideration.
Right.
They take into, because there's pointers, right? There's ways for the search engine to know whether a website is being optimized, whether there's someone taking care of it. If there's someone taking care of a hotel and you can tell that it's all clean when you walk in, that the bed sheets are clean, that the pillowcases and the bed sheets were changed, because you can tell
Yeah, of
in
course.
a lot of cases, right?
Bathrooms are clean. Yeah.
The bathrooms are clean. The carpets are clean. You're going to stay at that hotel way more than if you walk into a hotel room and the carpets are like a dog's been rubbing their butt on it all
Pet
day.
hair.
You know, pet
Not
hair.
good.
Not good. And you can tell that the bathroom is dirty and they probably didn't even wash the
Tub.
Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
It's the same sort of thing. Google wants to present the beautiful hotel.
Right.
Because they want you to have the best experience.
And it makes them look good. It's like having good clients or successful clients or known clients. It makes us all look good. I don't think it's any, I think it's a logical way to look at it, but why a professional matters.
Yeah. Think about it this way. Google pushes a service that's free, right?
Yep.
Because search engines to you are free. You can search and the websites that you land don't charge you for landing on them, right? So if it's a free service that they're pushing, they have to make sure
it's the best.
That it is the best.
Yeah. And we could pretty much say Google is the Moby Dick of the internet.
Yeah.
Big, large, and they make sure that well, when they take care of themselves, they take care of us, right? That's
and they are, and that's what people don't realize.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Thanks for joining us.
Take care. Thank you for listening today. Don't forget to subscribe to and share Wicked Marketing on Apple Podcasts and write an awesome review for us. We are also on iHeartRadio, Spotify, and Google Play. See you next time.